Man, Ryan Ruocco, Mr. You Bet himself, and Rebecca Lobo ended up bringing up how players have been getting away with fouling Caitlin Clark live on right here. They're talking about this right here where JJ was holding the arm, okay? Then they're talking about this moment right here too, right? She's reaching through the body, reaching both sides, both arms through the body right here. So they're talking about this one. They're talking about right here on the swat down. It looked like she hit her hand just a tad bit.
Did Rebecca Lobo and Ryan Ruocco just call out WNBA officials live on national television? Absolutely. What began as typical game commentary quickly turned into a scathing critique of how Caitlin Clark is consistently disrespected on the court while the referees act like they're officiating a casual pickup game. No whistles, no accountability, no clue. When your own broadcast team throws down the gauntlet mid-broadcast, you know the situation is out of control. This wasn't commentary, it was a full-on on-air intervention. The message couldn't have been louder. This has to stop, so let's rewind and break it down moment by moment, missed call by missed call. What are your thoughts on the state of WNBA officiating? Drop a comment below. Let's talk about it.
Right here, they're talking about this right here where JJ was holding the arm, okay? Then they're talking about this moment right here too, right? She's reaching through the body, reaching both sides, both arms through the body right here. So they're talking about this one. They're talking about right here on the swat down. It looked like she hit her hand just a tad bit here. She was calling this a foul. This is Rebecca Lobo talking, right? She called this a foul. And then we have this hit right here off JJ Quinterly, right on the arm right here. She calling this a foul too, all right?
Even if Caitlin Clark isn't the only player taking hits, she's almost always the one getting targeted with zero consequences. At this point, it feels scripted, painfully predictable. Clark takes a beating. The refs look the other way. Fans scream into the void, and the league just moves along like it's business as usual. It's become a running joke online. What will Caitlin survive tonight? As if there's some unwritten WNBA rule that says body slams are fair play, as long as the jersey says Clark. Lately, it feels less like basketball and more like WWE, minus the theatrics. But with all the violence, still no whistle. Just injuries and stunned silence from the crowd.
So I'm going to just change the scenery and then I'm going to let y'all hear the audio, okay?
The ball handler. There's a grab, there's a hold, there's another grab. I mean,
all of those are
fouls. Every single one of them. And here, that's a foul, and finally they call.
Yo, straight calling them out, man. Straight calling them out. And I expected it, you know, because they are straightforward and they speak highly of Caitlin. So when they see the nonsense, man, of course they're going to say something. And
yes, all athletes deal with contact, but what Caitlin Clark endures goes far beyond physical play. It borders on assault. Every game, she's hit with a barrage of grabs, elbows, hip checks, often without a single call. Meanwhile, the referees seem more interested in daydreaming than doing their jobs. As fans and commentators look on in stunned disbelief, Clark isn't just battling defenders, she's playing in an environment where the rules shift based on who she is. And the officials, they might as well be background actors in an entirely different movie. This isn't basketball anymore. It's starting to look more like an action flicker, maybe even Quidditch. But one thing's clear, it's definitely not the same game.
Rebecca Lobo this past Sunday, Indiana Fever versus Dallas Wings on ESPN. When it comes to announcers speaking out, this might have been the most outspoken announcers have been when it comes to the egregious officiating, but more importantly, the non-calls. When Caitlin Clark is getting grabbed, getting held, getting yanked, getting hugged, getting hacked. Rebecca Lobo said, okay, Sunday, July 13th, I'm going to make sure it's my mission that when I start calling this game, I start calling a spade and holding these referees to the fire.
We're not just talking about contact in the paint, it's everywhere. From the moment the ball tips off, Caitlin Clark is absorbing punishment up and down the full 94 feet of the court. It's mayhem, not defense. She's surviving drives, being defended, and the whistles. They aren't just silent, they almost evaporate mid-play. By allowing this level of chaos, the officials have turned each drive into a test of how much punishment a player can endure before snapping. At this point, you've got to wonder, Are the referees even watching the same game and the same reality as the rest of us?
Finally, they're saying the quiet part out loud. It's a little bit hard to see. She's literally grabbing her arm. It's insane, and none of that was called. Finally, at the end of the one play, they called the foul because it was like indisputable. I mean, she got whacked on the arm and then gets hit to the ground. But they weren't going to call any of the other fouls leading up to it.
The maddening inconsistency is the cherry on top of this already chaotic mess. In some games, barely breathing on a player draws an immediate whistle. In others, someone takes a full-speed elbow to the ribs and it's celebrated as gritty defense. One possession, a soft reach-in gets flagged. The next, a player is slammed into next week with zero reaction from the officials. It's like flipping between two different rulebooks, or 1 minute, total mayhem the next. And somehow, Caitlin Clark always seems to be on the wrong side of it.
Yo, straight calling them out, man. Straight calling them out. And I expected it, because they are straightforward and they speak highly of Caitlin. So when they see the nonsense, man, of course they're going to say something. And I believe most of the commentators should be like that, man. Just keep it real, fam. Keep it real. Call it how you see it. And, whether the WNBA likes it or not, the commissioner likes it or not, Kathy likes it or not, speak your mind, man. That's what people want. They want the truth. So, man, shout out to Ruocco, man. Shout out to shout out to Ruocco. Shout out to Rebecca Lobo calling it like.
Now try explaining this mess to someone who's never watched basketball. You sit them down, hyped to show off Caitlin Clark, the most electric talent in the women's game, only for them to watch her get sandwiched by 3 defenders before even reaching the arc, and nothing. Not a whistle, not a flinch from the officials. Meanwhile, Ryan Ruocco and Rebecca Lobo are visibly rattled, doing their best to stay composed while narrating what feels like an officiating breakdown in real time. This wasn't light banter or veiled frustration. They were documenting the slow unraveling of logic on the floor. Then came the moment of truth. No more filters, no more politeness. They said what everyone else had been thinking, out loud, and it hit harder than any screen on the court. This isn't physical play, it's chaos, and it's beyond ridiculous.
It's crazy how Caitlin Clark does not get her foul calls pointed out when they are actually fouling her left and right, all the way from half court all the way down to the basketball hoop. I don't understand how the referees are standing there and they not call the fouls. Her coaches have complained. Even Caitlin Clark gets on the referees of not calling the fouls when she knows there's fouls.
Let's be honest, this isn't some temporary trend or short-lived controversy. It's been going on far too long. The league's silence, the officiating blind spots, the blatant imbalance, it's all part of a storyline that's been dragging on longer than most drama series. We've seen this play out before, with different players and in different years, but the script never really changes. What's different now is that it's unfolding in high definition, on national television, with top-tier commentators openly calling it out. This isn't just another game, it's a live broadcast of a crisis, and the WNBA can't act surprised anymore. The whole world is watching.
You think the old guard, you think the old 46,000 fans had enough of a voice? No, they don't got no voice. The new fans need to speak up. The announcers who aren't scared need to speak up. I'm sure a lot of those old announcers are scared. I'm sure they're scared. But the announcers like Rebecca Lobo, Ryan Ruocco, they need to step up and say, oh, the officiating that's going on here isn't okay. You guys watch this. Quinterly grab Caitlin Clark's arm. Like, Caitlin, where you going? Get over here. Oh, that's interesting. Why play defense when we can just grab somebody's arm, right? Interesting. Quinterly putting her hands around Caitlin Clark's waist. Valentine's Day was a few months ago. Sorry.